Protect yourself. These signs mean your neighbor is envious of you. Envy is the enemy of happiness. It creeps into our lives quietly, often unnoticed, until we begin to feel its effects. Have you ever had the strange feeling that something is off, even when everything seems fine on the surface? You might be sensing more than just bad luck. If your life has recently been filled with unexplained problems, from tension in your relationships to unusual health issues, there may be an underlying reason. It's not always easy to see, but envy from those around you, even your neighbors, can have a deep impact on your well-being. In today's video, here on The Journey of Wisdom, we're going to explore how to recognize when a neighbor might be envious of you and how to protect yourself from the negative energy they might be sending your way. I'll walk you through 5 clear signs to watch for and share practical steps to safeguard your peace of mind. Stay with me as we uncover the subtle signs of envy and empower you to take back control of your energy and life. Number 1. Feeling heaviness at home. One of the clearest signs that something is off in your life, especially in your personal space, is when your home, once a sanctuary of peace, begins to feel heavy and burdensome. If you walk through the door and are met with an overwhelming sense of exhaustion or feel like the air itself weighs you down, it's a strong indication that negative energy has crept into your space. This shift in energy can be subtle at first, but over time, it can drain your vitality, leaving you powerless in the one place that should provide comfort and renewal. It's as if your safe haven has transformed into a source of stress and fatigue, and this is a red flag that something deeper is at play. The feeling of heaviness is often associated with negative energy or an energetic attack, which can make your home feel oppressive, turning it into a place where your energy is constantly being depleted. To combat this, one of the most effective methods is to cleanse the space energetically. You can perform a ritual using natural elements like sage, rosemary, or myrrh incense, which are known for their purifying properties. As you walk through each room, pay special attention to the areas where the heaviness feels strongest. Visualize the smoke as a tool of transformation, sweeping through your home, lifting the negative energy and replacing it with lightness and peace. It's important to do this mindfully, understanding that this act is not just about the physical clearing of space, but about renewing your mental and emotional well-being as well. As the great Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Smile, breathe, and go slowly." This process of energy cleansing is not just about fixing a problem, but about reconnecting with a sense of peace and mindfulness in your own space. Opening the windows while you cleanse is a symbolic and practical gesture. It invites fresh air, which represents renewed energy, into your home while allowing stagnant, negative energy to leave. This simple act serves as a reminder that just as the wind clears the air, we too must allow space for renewal and fresh beginnings. The wisdom of the Zen tradition teaches us that when we release the things we don't need, we make room for what's important. This means letting go of both the tangible and intangible clutter that weighs us down. In this case, by releasing the heaviness in your home, you create a sanctuary once again, one that supports your well-being and helps you recharge rather than deplete your energy. In modern life, we often overlook the importance of our home's energy, focusing instead on external factors like work, relationships, and financial stress. However, our surroundings play a crucial role in how we feel, think, and act. If your home becomes filled with negative energy, it can directly affect your mood, your health, and even your relationships. By actively engaging in practices that clear and protect your space, you not only safeguard your mental and emotional health, but also set the tone for how you approach daily life. Consider this practice as an investment in your own peace of mind and personal well-being. The 14th Dalai Lama reminds us, happiness is not something ready-made, it comes from your own actions. In this case, the action is the cleansing of your space, a mindful step towards creating a home that truly nourishes you. As you move forward, take time to regularly cleanse the energy in your home, just as you would clean the physical space. This keeps negative influences at bay and maintains a sense of harmony and balance. With consistent effort, your home can once again become a sanctuary that supports your well-being rather than drains you. It's a reflection of your inner world, and by tending to it, you're also tending to yourself. This is not just about keeping negative neighbors or their envious energy at arm's length, but about cultivating a deeper sense of protection and peace within yourself. By taking control of your space and your energy, you protect yourself from envy and negativity, while ensuring that your home remains a source of tranquility and joy. Number 2. Nightmares and sleep problems. When you notice that you're having trouble sleeping or experiencing frequent nightmares, it could be a sign that someone around you is sending negative energy your way. This can happen in any number of ways, but if your neighbor is envious of you, their energy can be especially disruptive. Sleep is a time when we're most vulnerable and our minds and spirits are open to the energies around us, both good and bad. If you've been waking up in the middle of the night with a sense of unease, or you've had vivid dreams where you're being chased, attacked, or threatened, it might not be random. It could be a sign of envy and negativity aimed in your direction. This kind of disturbance in your dreams is often a reflection of external forces trying to unsettle your peace, and it's important to be aware of this. The Buddha once said, "You, yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." Protecting your peace is essential, especially when others may wish to disturb it. Envy from a neighbor can manifest in these subtle yet unsettling ways, because the emotions of others can have a real impact on our own energy fields. It's like a stone being thrown into a calm pond. The ripples can disturb the entire surface. But don't let these feelings of negativity overwhelm you. There are steps you can take to regain control and protect yourself, especially during your most vulnerable state, sleep. First, recognize that you have the power to protect your space and your energy. By taking proactive measures, you can create an environment that supports calmness, peace, and serenity, making it much harder for negative energy to find its way to you. One simple method is using sea salt. You can place a small bag of sea salt under your bed or pillow, because salt has long been revered for its purifying properties. It has the ability to absorb negative energies and cleanse your surroundings. As you sleep, it acts like an invisible barrier, shielding you from harmful energies and allowing you to rest more easily. This simple ancient practice can provide you with much-needed comfort and help you restore the sanctity of your sleep. Additionally, burning lavender or copal incense before bed can help purify the space, infusing your room with calming and protective energies. These natural tools have been used for centuries to ward off negativity and create a peaceful atmosphere. Just as the Dalai Lama reminds us, the purpose of our lives is to be happy. That happiness often comes from inner peace, which we must diligently protect, especially in our own homes. But here's an important question for you to consider. Have you recently felt uneasy or drained after interactions with certain people, or do you feel a heaviness in your home that wasn't there before? Reflect on these moments and ask yourself if your sleep disturbances could be connected to these external energies. Acknowledging the possibility of envy or negativity from others is not about living in fear. It's about staying mindful and taking care of your own well-being. By combining mindfulness with these protective practices, you're not just responding to negative energy, you're reclaiming your peace. Ask yourself, what can I do today to bring more tranquility into my life? How can I create a space that allows me to feel safe and protected, even when others may not have the best intentions? In Buddhism, we learn that all things are interconnected, and the energy we surround ourselves with matters greatly. By addressing these signs of potential negativity, you are taking an important step towards nurturing your inner peace and well-being. The more you practice these protective rituals and stay mindful of your surroundings, the more resilient you become to external forces. After all, true strength comes from within, so why not cultivate that strength, starting with the sanctity of your sleep? Now think about your nightly routine. What can you change to make your sleeping environment feel more peaceful and protected? By taking control of your space and your energy, you are reinforcing a positive, loving atmosphere that will help shield you from negativity, allowing you to rest and recharge without disturbance. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without, said the Buddha. These words remind us that the power to protect ourselves lies in our own actions and our ability to cultivate peace from the inside out. Number 3. Feeling watched. That unsettling sensation of being watched is more common than you might think. It's not just a fleeting paranoia or a product of your imagination. When you walk past a certain neighbor's house and the atmosphere shifts, maybe the air feels heavier or your skin tingles as though unseen eyes are on you. This is your intuition signaling that something isn't right. In fact, our instincts often pick up on things that our conscious mind struggles to interpret. As Buddha once said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." Your environment and the energies that inhabit it have a profound influence on your mental and emotional state. If you sense that this neighbor has been energetically fixated on you, it's important to recognize it as a potential sign of envy. In extreme cases, those who harbor jealousy might even attempt to project negative energy toward you, creating an almost palpable sense of surveillance, like you're being manipulated without your consent. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to protect yourself from this negative energy is through the strategic use of mirrors. This is an ancient practice, rooted in the understanding that mirrors don't just reflect physical images, they reflect energy as well. By placing small mirrors near the windows of your home or at the entrance, especially facing the house of the neighbor who gives you that uneasy feeling, you're doing more than just decorating. You're erecting an invisible shield. The mirror catches any negative energy directed toward you and sends it right back to its source, much like how a strong, clear mind reflects back any harm aimed at it. This technique not only acts as a physical reminder of your boundaries, but also reinforces the idea that you are not passive in this dynamic. You have the power to protect your personal space. In today's fast-paced world, we sometimes overlook these subtle forms of energy exchange. Yet in ancient teachings, such interactions are taken very seriously. Taking the step to shield your home and, by extension, your peace of mind, is a form of self-care. Just as you would lock your doors to keep intruders out, think of these mirrors as locking out harmful energies that seek to disrupt your harmony. It's important to note that feeling watched or experiencing energetic manipulation can be an unsettling experience. Modern science talks about the psychological effects of being in a hostile environment, which can manifest as stress, anxiety, and even health problems. This reinforces the need for not just physical protection, but mental and emotional boundaries as well. The practice of placing mirrors is symbolic of how we can take control of our own energy and emotional space, refusing to let others' negativity infiltrate our sense of self. Much like how the Buddha taught that peace comes from within, this mirror technique is about restoring balance and ensuring that no one else has the power to unsettle your inner world. So, if you're feeling this oppressive sense of being watched, don't brush it off. Pay attention to your instincts. They are there for a reason. And while mirrors are a practical tool, remember that your strongest defense lies within. Stay grounded, practice mindfulness, and remind yourself that no one can manipulate your spirit without your permission. As the Dalai Lama wisely said, do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. In the end, your peace of mind is your greatest asset, and maintaining it should always be a priority in the face of envy or malicious intent from others. Have you ever experienced that unsettling feeling of being watched or sensed negative energy from someone? Comment yes if you have, or comment number 1 if you think protecting your peace of mind is important. Number 4. Finding strange objects. Finding strange objects near your home, like pins, nails, dolls, or even knots of hair, can be unsettling and might be a sign that someone holds envious thoughts toward you. Envy is a powerful emotion, and when someone feels it deeply, they may even resort to harmful practices, like using strange objects to channel negative energy toward you. These items are often used in rituals meant to send ill will or misfortune your way. The presence of such objects might indicate that someone nearby is focusing negative intentions on you, hoping to affect your peace of mind or even your well-being. If you encounter anything suspicious around your home, it's important to act quickly and mindfully. Before doing anything, do not touch these objects with your bare hands, as they may be charged with negative energy. Use gloves or a plastic bag to pick them up carefully. Once removed, take the objects far from your home, ideally to a place with running water like a river or stream. Why water? In many cultures, water is seen as a symbol of purity and transformation. It washes away impurities and negative energies, carrying them far from you, dissolving any ill intent that might have been sent your way. This simple act of safely removing and disposing of these items can be a powerful way to reclaim your space and protect your peace. Envy can cause people to act in ways that seem irrational or even harmful, but it's important not to react with fear or anger. Instead, approach the situation with calmness and clarity. Let me share a story from the Buddha's life that speaks to the power of kindness and understanding in the face of negativity. There was once a man who was extremely envious of the Buddha's wisdom and peace. One day, in a fit of jealousy, this man came to the Buddha and began hurling insults and accusations at him, trying to provoke a reaction. The Buddha remained calm and did not respond. When asked by his disciples why he didn't defend himself, the Buddha simply smiled and said, "If someone offers you a gift and you refuse to accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The man realized that his anger and envy were only harming himself. Through this story, we learn that the negative energy others try to direct at us doesn't have to be accepted. It only affects us if we allow it to. So, when you find strange objects near your home, rather than being consumed by worry, remember that the power of envy and negativity is only as strong as the attention you give it. If you stay grounded, centered, and respond with wisdom, you take away its ability to affect you. By calmly removing these objects, you're taking control of the situation without allowing fear to take root in your mind. Ask yourself this: how can you respond to challenging or negative situations in your life without letting them disturb your inner peace? Can you remain centered like the Buddha, understanding that the actions of others are reflections of their own struggles and not a reflection of your worth? The key lesson here is not to let the negativity of others define your experience. Whether it's envy from a neighbor or ill intentions directed your way, your response determines the outcome. Be mindful of how you react to these challenges. By acting with wisdom and calm, you protect your inner peace and transform negativity into something that can no longer harm you. Just like disposing of those strange objects in running water, you can let the flow of life carry away negativity, leaving you with clarity and strength. Always remember, your peace is your power, and no amount of envy or negativity can take that from you if you don't allow it to. In conclusion, the presence of strange objects might signify that someone nearby is acting out of envy, but your reaction to it matters most. Use calmness and mindfulness to handle these situations wisely, and don't allow fear or negativity to disturb your peace. Instead of feeling threatened, feel empowered. How can you use this awareness to maintain your sense of well-being? By embracing calmness, wisdom, and kindness, you keep your energy pure and your mind unshaken, no matter what challenges arise. Number 5. Increased family conflicts. Have you noticed increased tension and conflicts within your family ever since a conflict with your neighbor started? Sometimes, when negative energy surrounds us, it can seep into our homes and disturb the harmony that once kept us at peace. Envy is a powerful force, and when someone harbors feelings of jealousy or resentment toward you, those negative emotions can manifest as an energetic attack. This can lead to unnecessary arguments, heightened irritability, and a sense of unease in the very place you should feel safe, your home. What if the disharmony in your home isn't a coincidence, but rather a reflection of external energies influencing your space? Buddha once said, "What we think, we become." This timeless truth reminds us that negativity, whether from others or ourselves, can have real consequences in our lives. The atmosphere in your home is no exception. When we're surrounded by bad energy, it can stir up feelings of anger and frustration, leading to conflicts that may seem to arise out of nowhere. You might have noticed little things, like family members arguing over trivial matters, or a general sense of unease hanging in the air. This could be more than just stress. It may be a sign that your home is being affected by the envious energy of others. But how do we combat something as invisible as energy? One powerful way to cleanse your home and restore balance is through the use of protective herbs, such as rue or rosemary. These herbs have been used for centuries to clear away negative energy and bring in a sense of calm and protection. The process is simple, yet deeply effective. Begin by burning these herbs in every room of your home, paying special attention to the corners and entrances, which tend to trap stagnant energy. As the smoke fills the space, take a moment to visualize the negative energy leaving your home, as though a dark cloud is being lifted. Envision peace returning to your family and the tension dissipating like smoke in the wind. This practice not only cleanses your space energetically, but also helps you reclaim your emotional and mental well-being. However, don't stop at energetic cleaning alone. The Buddha also taught us the importance of mindfulness and order in our physical surroundings. A cluttered home often reflects a cluttered mind. Keeping your space clean and organized is just as crucial to restoring harmony. By tidying up, you're sending a signal to the universe that you are ready to invite positivity back into your life. Think of it like planting seeds of peace. Just as a garden needs to be tended, so too does the environment where your family lives and grows. Have you noticed how much lighter you feel after clearing out old, unnecessary items? It's as though you're making space for joy and calm to re-enter your life. Ask yourself, what steps can I take today to bring more peace into my home? Could there be unseen forces at work that need to be addressed? Sometimes, just acknowledging that something is off can be the first step toward healing. With mindfulness, energy cleansing, and a commitment to keeping your space in order, you can create a sanctuary free from external negativity. In doing so, you're not only protecting your family from the effects of envy, but also strengthening the bonds that hold you together. In the words of Lao Tzu, "When there is no enemy within, the enemies outside cannot hurt you." Protecting your home from the negative influence of others begins with a clean mind and a clean space. By taking proactive steps to cleanse your environment and restore harmony, you can shield your family from the chaos that envy brings. Now take a deep breath and reflect. How can you bring more peace into your life and home starting today? Number 6. Malfunctioning electronics. One of the more unexpected yet significant signs that someone in your environment may harbor envy toward you is when your electronic devices and appliances begin to malfunction without a logical explanation. While it's easy to dismiss these occurrences as mere technical faults, it's worth considering that such disruptions could point to deeper energetic disturbances. Envy, especially when deeply felt, carries negative energy that can influence the atmosphere of your home. This is particularly true if your neighbor, consciously or unconsciously, directs that negativity toward you. Electronics, being highly sensitive to changes in energy, can malfunction or behave unpredictably when the energetic balance of your home is disrupted. For example, frequent light bulb burnouts, appliances breaking down out of the blue, or even strange glitches in your phone or computer may be manifestations of this energetic interference. As the Buddha wisely said, holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. Envy, much like anger, is a destructive force that not only affects the person harboring it, but also those in their proximity. In modern life, we're deeply connected to our electronic devices. They are extensions of our personal and professional lives. When they start malfunctioning, it's not just an inconvenience, it can cause stress, frustration, and even financial burdens. However, beyond the surface-level frustrations, these unexplained malfunctions may be a sign of more than just faulty equipment. They could be a signal that the energy in your space is being negatively influenced by envy or other harmful energies from those around you. This subtle interference, although not easily recognized, can chip away at your peace of mind over time. In the same way that negative thoughts or emotions can cloud our mental clarity, negative energy in our surroundings can affect the flow of harmony in our home. When you feel these disruptions, it's essential to take steps to protect your environment and restore balance. One way to counteract these energy disturbances is through the use of protective crystals such as black tourmaline or smoky quartz. These stones have long been valued for their ability to absorb negative energy and create a shield against external energetic attacks. Placing them near your malfunctioning devices helps to neutralize the effects of any dark energy that may be affecting them. These crystals act as an energetic filter, allowing the positive flow to return while blocking harmful influences. Additionally, regular energy cleansings with incense, sage, or other purifying herbs are also important practices. Cleansing your space frequently removes accumulated negativity and restores a sense of calm and balance to your home, much like airing out a room to let in fresh air after it's been closed off for too long. As the Zen saying goes, let go or be dragged, meaning that it's essential to release negative energies before they weigh us down. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to ignore or underestimate the impact that unseen forces can have on our well-being. We often focus on physical maintenance, updating software, repairing broken devices, but forget the importance of maintaining the energy of our environment. Think of it this way. Just as a cluttered room can create stress and make it difficult to focus, an environment filled with negative energy can disrupt not only your electronics, but also your overall sense of peace and productivity. Taking proactive steps to clear this energy isn't just about preventing your phone from acting up. It's about ensuring that your space remains a sanctuary where you can thrive without the unseen pressures of envy or negativity weighing you down. In conclusion, while malfunctioning electronics might seem like a small inconvenience, they can be a sign of something deeper happening in your environment. Protecting yourself from these unseen influences, particularly if they stem from an envious neighbor or other external forces, is essential to maintaining your well-being. By using protective crystals, cleansing your space, and being mindful of the energies around you, you can guard against the effects of negative energy and keep your home a peaceful, positive space. Number 7. Unexplained health issues. It's unsettling when you start noticing strange health issues without any clear cause, especially when they seem to align with your suspicions about a neighbor being envious of you. Maybe you've been feeling unusually tired, struggling with frequent headaches, dizziness, or even ailments that doctors just can't seem to explain. When the body begins to suffer and no medical reason is apparent, it might be a sign that negative energy is at play. Envy, jealousy, and ill intent from others can carry heavy energetic burdens, affecting not just your emotions, but your physical health as well. These toxic energies can slowly weaken your immune system, making you more vulnerable to illness. Does this sound familiar to you? But while love and compassion can transform negative emotions, we also need to protect ourselves. Just as we protect our homes from physical threats, we must guard our energy from harmful influences. Have you ever wondered how much your own well-being could improve if you took steps to cleanse the negative energy around you? In addition to seeking medical advice for any unexplained health issues, it's important to care for your spiritual and energetic health. One powerful method for doing this is through an energy cleansing ritual. Using simple tools like sea salt and water can help neutralize the harmful energies that may be affecting you. Picture this. As you immerse yourself in a salt bath, visualize the water not only washing away the dirt from your skin, but also cleansing your energetic field, which surrounds and protects your body. Envision the negative vibrations, the envy, jealousy, and ill will that might be directed toward you, dissolving into the water. As it swirls down the drain, it takes away everything that doesn't serve you, leaving you feeling lighter, more balanced, and at peace. How different would your life feel if you could release all that heaviness? The act of cleansing is not just about washing away negativity, it's about restoring your body to a state of harmony. Imagine the weight of someone else's envy being lifted off your shoulders. How would you stand taller, breathe easier, and live more freely? When we address both our physical and spiritual health, we open the door to healing in a holistic way. So while it's always wise to consult with healthcare professionals, never underestimate the power of mindful rituals like these. As the Buddha taught, your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts. By cleansing your energy and maintaining a positive mindset, you strengthen your defenses against negativity. So, I ask you, what steps can you take today to protect your energy and well-being? By recognizing the signs of envy and taking intentional actions to shield yourself, you can rise above the harmful influences in your life. Empower yourself with both wisdom and compassion. Thank you for joining us in today's video. Before we move on, I want to take a moment to show my appreciation for you being here. It's wonderful to have you as part of our community. If anything in this video resonates with you, or if you've ever experienced envy from others, Feel free to share your story in the comments below. Or, if you're new here, simply comment, "I'm a first-timer." And if you've been with us for a while, type, "I'm still here." Your engagement helps grow our community and motivates us to keep sharing valuable insights. Let's continue this journey together, shall we? Protecting yourself from jealous people. A lesson from Buddhist teachings. Protecting yourself from jealous people is one of the valuable lessons from Buddhist teachings. Negative emotions like jealousy often harm not only the person experiencing them, but also those around them. Here are some ways, in the spirit of Buddhist teachings, to protect yourself. 2. Avoid attachment to success or status. Jealousy is something we all encounter, and when people see your success or accomplishments, it can sometimes spark envy in their hearts. But how do you protect yourself from this kind of negativity while staying true to your values? One of the key lessons from Buddhist teachings that can help is learning to avoid attachment to success or status. Success is often seen as the ultimate goal, something we all strive for, whether it's in our careers, relationships, or personal achievements. But Buddhist philosophy reminds us that everything in life is impermanent, including our successes. This understanding can bring a sense of peace and protection from the jealousy of others, because when you don't cling to your achievements or let them define you, you become less vulnerable to the envy of those around you. Buddhism encourages us to live humbly and to be content with what we have, rather than seeking validation through external accomplishments. When you achieve something, whether it's a promotion, a new relationship, or a personal milestone, it's natural to feel proud. However, by recognizing that success is fleeting, you can maintain a balanced mindset. This isn't about downplaying your achievements, but about understanding that they are not permanent fixtures in your life. By practicing humility and avoiding boasting, you're not only protecting your own peace of mind, but also helping to prevent jealousy from arising in others. People are less likely to feel envious when they see that you are grounded and don't flaunt your success. Let me share a well-known Buddhist story that speaks to this. There was once a monk who lived a simple life in the mountains, meditating and practicing mindfulness. One day, a wealthy man came to him, hoping to learn the secret of happiness. The man said, "I have everything, riches, power, and status, but still, I feel empty. People are envious of me and I don't know how to deal with it." The monk responded by giving the man a simple cup and filling it with water until it overflowed. "This is your mind," the monk said, "and the water is your attachment to your success. You have filled your mind with so much attachment that it overflows, causing discomfort for both you and others. You must learn to empty the cup." The man realized that his attachment to his wealth and status was the root of his dissatisfaction and the jealousy others felt toward him. The lesson he learned was that by letting go of this attachment, he could find inner peace and reduce the envy directed at him. In your life, how often do you find yourself holding on to success as if it defines your worth? What would happen if you released that attachment? These are important questions to reflect on. The more you detach from the need to be recognized, the more peace you can create for yourself, and the less fuel you provide for the jealousy of others. So, how do you start detaching from success or status? Begin by recognizing that success doesn't last forever. Just as clouds in the sky come and go, so too do your accomplishments. They are part of the flow of life, not something to be held onto tightly. Another way to practice this detachment is by cultivating gratitude for the present moment. Instead of focusing on what you've achieved or what you hope to achieve, appreciate what is here now. This helps you stay grounded and content removing the temptation to seek validation from external sources like status or wealth. Lastly, approach life with humility. Humility doesn't mean denying your success or pretending you're not capable. It means understanding that success is just one part of a much larger picture, and it doesn't make you more or less valuable as a person. When you live with humility, you naturally reduce the chance of sparking envy in others because your presence is calming, not boastful. The teachings of Buddhism offer a powerful perspective on success and jealousy. By not attaching ourselves to the fleeting nature of success or status, we protect our peace and reduce the jealousy others may feel. The lesson here is clear. Humility, contentment, and mindfulness are the keys to living a life free from the burdens of envy. Next time you find yourself caught up in the chase for success, ask yourself, what would happen if I let go of this need for recognition? In that answer, you may find the freedom and peace that you seek. 3. Letting go of uncomfortable feelings. When we find ourselves facing the jealousy of others, it can be an unsettling and sometimes painful experience. You might feel confused, frustrated, or even hurt, wondering why someone would harbor negative feelings toward you for your successes or happiness. But here's where we can bring in the wisdom of Buddhist teachings to transform the way we see and respond to these situations. Instead of letting the emotions of anger, frustration, or resentment take root in your heart, I invite you to practice the powerful art of letting go. Holding on to those negative feelings will only cause more suffering for you, and as the Buddha said, holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. By letting go, you free yourself from this emotional burden and create space for peace, calm, and compassion to flourish. Jealousy is often rooted in a deep sense of insecurity or ignorance, and those who feel it are suffering internally. When someone is jealous of you, they are not necessarily angry at who you are, but at a perceived lack in themselves. This is why Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of compassion toward those who are trapped in these emotions. Can you imagine the inner turmoil they must be feeling, constantly comparing themselves to others and seeing the world through a lens of lack and inadequacy? That's why, rather than letting their jealousy affect your inner peace, practice understanding. When we see jealousy for what it is, a manifestation of someone's suffering and misunderstanding, it becomes easier to respond with kindness instead of hostility. How can you bring this compassion into your interactions? How might this change the way you see those who are jealous of you? It's important to realize that practicing letting go doesn't mean you are accepting or excusing the negative behavior of others. Instead, it means that you are choosing not to carry the emotional weight of their actions. You are choosing your own peace of mind over engaging in the toxic energy that jealousy can create. Ask yourself, what am I truly gaining by holding on to this resentment? Is it helping you in any way, or is it just deepening your own suffering? The moment you can release these feelings, you step into a space of freedom. Letting go of resentment is not a gift to the person who has wronged you. It is a gift to yourself, allowing you to protect your inner peace and happiness. In moments when you feel tested by the jealousy of others, remember the law of impermanence, one of the core principles of Buddhism. Everything in life is temporary, including these difficult emotions and situations. What feels hurtful today will eventually pass, just as all things do. When we hold on to anger or resentment, we are fighting against the natural flow of life, which is constantly changing. Reflect on how fleeting these emotions are and ask yourself, is this worth my inner peace? Practicing letting go in these moments is an act of self-love, as well as a path to deeper wisdom. Letting go also means letting go of your ego, the part of you that feels attacked or wronged by the jealousy of others. In Buddhist teachings, the ego is often the source of much of our suffering. When we cling to our sense of self, we feel the need to defend it against perceived threats. But what if instead of defending yourself, you simply allowed the jealousy to pass through you without giving it the power to affect your sense of worth? As the great Zen teacher Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "People have a hard time letting go of their suffering. Out of a fear of the unknown, they prefer suffering that is familiar." Can you begin to release that familiar suffering and trust in the freedom that comes with letting go? Ultimately, the lesson here is about freeing yourself from the emotional chains of resentment and choosing a path of compassion and wisdom. The next time you feel the sting of someone's jealousy, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what is this teaching me about myself? How can I use this moment to grow in understanding and compassion? In doing so, you are not only protecting your own peace, but also extending a hand of compassion to those who need it most. So, how will you practice letting go today? How will you choose peace over resentment? This is your journey, and every step you take toward letting go is a step toward true freedom. If you've watched up to this point, you're already taking steps to protect your peace and energy from jealousy. Comment below with "peaceful path" to affirm your commitment to these powerful Buddhist teachings. Don't leave just yet. There's more wisdom ahead that will help you stay grounded and shield yourself from negativity. Stay until the end to uncover the full lesson. 4. Avoid confrontation. Foster peaceful communication. In life, we often encounter individuals who feel jealousy towards us, whether it's because of personal success, relationships, or qualities that they wish they had. This jealousy can manifest in various ways, sometimes through subtle comments or outright negativity. When we find ourselves in such situations, it's important to handle them with wisdom and composure, rather than falling into the trap of confrontation. Buddhist teachings, which emphasize peace, non-violence, and compassion, offer us profound lessons on how to protect ourselves from the harm jealousy can cause, while also fostering harmony in our relationships. One of the key principles of these teachings is the concept of non-confrontation, and this is where our journey begins, by learning how to respond to jealousy with calmness and understanding. When someone expresses jealousy openly, the natural human response is often to feel defensive or retaliate. However, reacting this way only escalates the conflict, turning a small issue into a larger one. These words remind us that by responding to negativity with negativity, we only create more suffering for ourselves and others. Instead, we must choose the path of calm communication. When we approach a jealous person gently and without judgment, we allow space for understanding and healing. A soft tone, a willingness to listen, and the courage to empathize can transform a tense situation into one of mutual respect. This approach not only shields us from the toxic energy of jealousy, but also helps us build bridges where there might otherwise be division. In modern life, especially for men navigating competitive environments in the workplace, social circles, or even within families, jealousy can be a common source of tension. When we perceive that someone is envious of our achievements, it's easy to fall into a mindset of competition or self-righteousness. But, as the Dalai Lama wisely said, compassion and tolerance are not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. True strength lies in our ability to rise above petty feelings of superiority and meet others with kindness, even when they are being unkind to us. When jealousy arises, it often speaks more about the other person's insecurities and struggles than about us. Recognizing this, we can respond from a place of compassion rather than anger, understanding that their jealousy is rooted in their own pain or dissatisfaction. Rather than confronting someone who shows jealousy, ask yourself how you can foster a more peaceful and constructive conversation. For example, you might acknowledge their feelings without validating the negativity. "I sense there's something bothering you. Can we talk about it?" This disarms the jealous person, as they expect confrontation but are met with openness instead. This simple, peaceful approach can diffuse jealousy before it escalates, showing that you are more interested in maintaining harmony than fueling discord. In this way, you not only protect your own peace of mind, but also create an environment where genuine dialogue can occur. In the context of family dynamics, particularly between siblings, friends, or even co-workers, jealousy often arises because we feel someone has something we lack. Instead of letting this lead to resentment, try to celebrate the success of others. When we shift our mindset to one of abundance, believing there is enough success, love, and happiness to go around, we stop seeing others as threats. This is the Buddhist principle of mudita, or sympathetic joy, which encourages us to rejoice in the happiness and success of others. In doing so, we free ourselves from the grip of jealousy and cultivate a more peaceful heart. As the Buddha also taught, thousands of candles can be lit from a single candle, and the life of the candle will not be shortened. Happiness never decreases by being shared. By spreading joy instead of reacting to jealousy, we create more light in our lives and the lives of those around us. To sum up, avoiding confrontation when faced with jealousy does not mean avoiding the issue altogether. Instead, it means approaching it with a heart full of compassion and a mind rooted in wisdom. By fostering peaceful communication, we protect ourselves from the damaging effects of conflict and help others see a different path, a path that values understanding over anger, kindness over competition, and peace over chaos. This approach, grounded in Buddhist wisdom, not only protects our well-being, but also uplifts those around us, creating a ripple effect of harmony that can extend far beyond any single relationship. Whether in the workplace, in our families, or in our social circles, let us strive to be a source of calm and peace, even when faced with jealousy. 5. Avoid flaunting success. In Buddhist teachings, humility plays a significant role in fostering inner peace and protecting oneself from the harmful energy of jealousy. Flaunting success can often attract envy from those around us, leading to negativity and tension in relationships. Buddhism teaches us that the root of suffering lies in attachment, including our attachment to external validation and the need to display our accomplishments. To truly embody humility, we must detach from the ego's desire to showcase our successes. This doesn't mean we should hide what we've achieved, but instead, we should cultivate a sense of gratitude for our blessings and express them with mindfulness and care. Lao Tzu, the ancient Chinese philosopher, once said, "He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough." When we adopt this mindset, we are more focused on inner contentment rather than external recognition, allowing us to live in a way that doesn't provoke envy in others. In modern life, it's easy to get caught up in the race for recognition, especially with the pressure of social media and societal expectations. Whether it's career milestones, material wealth, or personal achievements, there's often a temptation to broadcast our success to the world. However, the Buddha's teachings remind us that true fulfillment does not come from external validation, but from the peace we cultivate within. When we practice humility, we shift our focus from seeking approval to appreciating the present moment. This mindset not only reduces the chances of attracting jealousy, but also brings us closer to a life of contentment and balance. By not constantly seeking to highlight our victories, we avoid the cycle of envy and resentment that often follows. Furthermore, the act of flaunting success can sometimes alienate others and create a sense of division. Those who may be struggling with their own challenges could feel discouraged or resentful when they see someone excessively displaying their achievements. The Buddha taught the importance of compassion and empathy for all beings, which includes being mindful of how our actions affect others. By living modestly and expressing our success with gratitude rather than arrogance, we build deeper connections with others based on mutual respect and understanding. The modern world often glorifies individual achievement, but the Buddha's teachings encourage us to see our successes not as individual triumphs, but as a part of the collective journey of life. Our personal accomplishments are not solely our own, but are often the result of the support, teachings, and guidance we have received along the way. Recognizing this helps us stay grounded and avoid the pitfalls of pride. Moreover, practicing humility is a powerful shield against jealousy. When we are humble, we do not feed the competitive spirit that fuels envy in others. Instead, we inspire those around us to focus on their own paths rather than comparing themselves to others. In today's fast-paced world, many people measure their worth based on how they stack up against others, leading to stress, insecurity, and envy. But when we embody humility, we signal to others that true success is not about outshining others, but about personal growth and self-mastery. As the Dalai Lama wisely said, "Our prime purpose in this life is to help others, and if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them." By living humbly, we contribute to a more harmonious environment, both within ourselves and with those around us. Ultimately, the practice of humility enriches our lives by fostering deeper connections, reducing conflict, and allowing us to live more peacefully. By avoiding the flaunting of success, we follow a path that aligns with Buddhist teachings on compassion, mindfulness, and detachment from the ego. In a world that often values status and recognition, choosing humility is a radical act of self-awareness and wisdom. It protects us not only from the envy of others, but also from the internal suffering that comes from attachment to external validation. As we walk this path, we find that our success is more meaningful when it is shared with kindness and gratitude, rather than used to elevate ourselves above others. As the Buddha taught, better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. Let our actions reflect this wisdom by living in a way that brings peace to ourselves and those around us. 6. Focus on inner peace. When dealing with the jealousy of others, it can often feel overwhelming, but the teachings of Buddhism offer us a profound path to protection, one that comes from within. Instead of worrying about how to shield yourself from the negativity that others project, Buddhist wisdom encourages you to turn inward and focus on cultivating your own inner peace. Think about it. When you are deeply grounded in a sense of calm, rooted in the present moment and truly mindful, the jealousy or negativity from others loses its power over you. It is not that their feelings or actions disappear, but rather they cease to affect your inner state. The Buddha once said, "You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger." In the same way, those who harbor jealousy are ultimately harming themselves more than they can ever harm you. The real protection lies in not allowing their energy to disturb your own peace. But how do you cultivate this inner peace, and why is it so important? One of the most powerful tools that Buddhism offers is the practice of mindfulness and meditation. These practices help you train your mind to focus on the present moment, to observe your thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them. By developing mindfulness, you can become aware of the jealousy directed at you. But instead of reacting with fear, anger, or frustration, you simply acknowledge it and let it pass. Jealousy, like any other negative emotion, is fleeting. It comes and goes. The key is to not let it stick to you. Through mindfulness, you learn that external negativity doesn't have to become a part of your inner experience. You remain centered and calm. Doesn't that sound like a liberating way to live? Meditation further deepens this sense of resilience. By dedicating time each day to sit in quiet reflection, you allow yourself the space to reconnect with your inner self. You create a sanctuary within, a place of stillness that no external force can disturb. When jealousy comes your way, it may swirl around you like a storm, but your mind, like the calm center of a hurricane, remains undisturbed. When you focus on your own peace, you naturally stop feeding the energy of jealousy. People often become jealous when they sense insecurity or fear in others, but when you radiate calm confidence, they have nothing to latch onto. It doesn't mean you become invincible or that people stop feeling jealousy altogether, but your reaction changes. You are no longer a victim of their emotions. Inner peace becomes your shield. In fact, the energy you exude may even inspire others to let go of their own jealousy. Have you ever noticed that a truly peaceful person has a calming effect on those around them? That's because peace is contagious. By staying grounded in your inner peace, you not only protect yourself, but you also bring a sense of harmony to your relationships. Ultimately, the best way to protect yourself from jealous people is not to build walls or fight back, but to cultivate a deep sense of inner peace and compassion. When you are grounded in these qualities, the actions of others, no matter how negative, cannot disturb your sense of well-being. Remember, you always have the choice to remain peaceful, no matter what is happening around you. So how will you protect your peace today? 7. Focus on personal growth. Jealousy is a powerful emotion that can disturb relationships, cause tension, and negatively impact your well-being if you don't know how to handle it. It often arises when people feel threatened or insecure, particularly when they see someone else succeeding or growing in ways they desire but haven't yet achieved. This is where understanding the wisdom of Buddhist teachings can help you protect yourself from the negative energy of jealousy and keep your peace of mind intact. One of the essential lessons Buddhism offers in dealing with jealousy, whether from others or within yourself, is to focus on your personal growth. When you are centered on cultivating your own spiritual and intellectual development, the negativity of others cannot shake your inner peace. Think about the story of Buddha and Devadatta. Devadatta was a cousin of the Buddha and a fellow monk, but over time, jealousy grew in his heart as he saw the Buddha's wisdom, influence, and love from others. Instead of focusing on his own practice, Devadatta became consumed with envy. He even plotted to harm the Buddha, believing that by diminishing the Buddha, he could elevate himself. But Buddha, rooted in compassion and mindfulness, was unshaken. He never retaliated with anger or allowed Devadatta's jealousy to disrupt his inner calm. Buddha's example teaches us that focusing on our growth and practicing compassion shields us from the harmful effects of jealousy from others. Now, let's bring this into our daily lives. When someone is envious of you, it's tempting to either fight back or feel hurt by their behavior. You might wonder, why can't they just be happy for me? But consider this. Jealousy is often more about the person feeling it than it is about you. When people see you growing, improving, or succeeding, it can highlight their own insecurities or areas where they feel inadequate. Instead of being dragged into their negativity, you have the choice to focus on your path, to cultivate kindness, patience, and understanding. Jealousy thrives on attention, so by not feeding it, by not engaging with it, you take away its power over you. The Buddha teaches that external circumstances, including the words and actions of others, should not disturb your peace. This doesn't mean you ignore people or act like jealousy doesn't exist, but rather you build a sense of internal strength that cannot be easily shaken. So how do you cultivate this strength? By focusing on your personal growth, working on becoming a better version of yourself every day. This means practicing mindfulness, deepening your wisdom through learning, and committing to acts of kindness. When you focus on doing good deeds and improving yourself, it becomes harder for external negativity to affect you. The Buddha once said, "Just as a solid rock is not shaken by the wind, wise people are not shaken by praise or blame." This reminds us that when we are strong in our practice, outside opinions, whether jealous or admiring, cannot sway us from our path. Have you ever wondered why jealousy can bother us so much? Perhaps it's because it feels unjust. When you're putting in effort to grow and better yourself, it can feel disheartening when others react with envy instead of support. But what if, instead of seeing it as a personal attack, you viewed it as an opportunity for compassion? The next time you sense jealousy from someone, ask yourself, what must they be going through to feel this way? This simple shift in perspective can transform how you handle the situation. It moves you from a place of defensiveness to a place of empathy, which is a much more powerful stance. By focusing on your personal growth, you give yourself the emotional and spiritual tools to rise above jealousy, both from others and within yourself. So, what can we learn from this? The key lesson here is that the path to overcoming jealousy, both external and internal, lies in focusing on your personal development. As you grow spiritually, intellectually, and emotionally, the noise of jealousy becomes less distracting. You learn to cultivate an inner peace that can't be easily disturbed. Instead of letting others' envy pull you off course, let it remind you to stay grounded in your own growth. Remember, the more you nurture yourself, the stronger your inner foundation becomes. And when your foundation is strong, the winds of jealousy will simply pass by without shaking you. In the end, the message is clear. Don't let jealousy, whether from others or your own mind, derail your journey. Keep your focus on growth, kindness, and wisdom. Ask yourself, how can I grow from this experience? Each time you choose growth over reaction, you are taking another step on the path to inner peace and fulfillment. This is the true protection from jealousy, becoming so centered in your own well-being that external negativity has no place to take root. Thank you for watching today's video on the journey of wisdom. I hope these insights have helped you recognize the signs of envy from those around you and how to protect your energy and well-being. Remember, staying mindful and compassionate will always serve as your greatest shield against negativity. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos where we continue to share wisdom for your personal journey. Stay peaceful and mindful, and I'll see you in the next one.